All right, here we are in Photoshop. I created this seamless pattern, and let me show you how to put it on a 12 by 12 inch scrapbook page. Now the first thing we want to do is we're going to go to Edit, and we're going to go all the way down to Define Pattern and say OK. Now we're going to go to File, New. I'm creating a 12 by 12 inch, I call it paper, but image. I'm going to unlock the back layer, FX, pattern overlay. Now this is a pattern that I did on my previous video, and here we are. And I'm going to click over here. It's weird looking because look at the angle. I'm going to fix the angle to 0. And look at that, there's our pattern. I'm going to say OK. Now before you do anything, you want to click, hold, drag, and copy this, okay? We don't want to see this one. We're going to right click and we're going to rasterize. And there's your first one. You did it. I'm going to close this one, open this one, double click on pattern overlay. Want it bigger? We can do it bigger. That'd be cool. Look at how nice that is. Okay, we're going to do it a little smaller this time. I'm going to copy it again. We don't want to see it. Right click and rasterize. Now how sweet is that? Seriously, oh my goodness. I'm going to undo that. This is going to be the last one, so I'm not going to copy it. Pattern overlay. What if I moved it a little? See, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about those, but somebody might like it, right? Go zoom in, zoom out. Actually, someone might like that. So I'm going to say OK. Right click and rasterize layer. And you did it. So how do you save it? First, you want to save it as a Photoshop file, but right click, export as, and then a JPEG. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of a warning. If you're doing this for Creative Fabrica, this megabyte doesn't really matter. But if you're going to do it for Etsy, you need to be a little careful because remember, you can only do 20 megabytes at a time, and you only have, I think it's 4 slots or 5 slots. So if you want, you can bring it down a little bit, right? You can even bring it down a little bit more. I haven't had any problems with bringing it down, but you don't want to bring it down too much, right? You don't want to go down low quality. That would be bad. But since I'm doing it for Creative Fabrica, I'm going to leave it at 5, and then I'm going to export. Now what's even more cool about this, and I showed you in the previous video, is we can go to Spoonflower and use this image to create fabric. Now let me show you how to do that too. I have to remember to file. We can export, but usually I go right here, right click, export as, and then a JPEG, and then we're going to pull that up. So I'm going to export this, and I'll meet you in Spoonflower in just a moment. All right, here we are in Spoonflower. I'm Catherine. I am Catherine I. Maloney. We're going to upload a design, and we need to pick our design. So I'm going to choose my file, and then I'll show you what happens. Now it is going to ask to make sure that you're not using anything that's copyrighted. For instance, don't use celebrity pictures, fictional characters, anything like that. And we didn't do anything like that. We actually have real, well, AI created flowers. All right, and you can read this. I'm just going to close it. The first thing that we want to do though is we really need to proof it. So we're going to click here and start. And it's going to zoom way, 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 way in. Okay. And I'm just rolling. And we just want to see here that everything is lining up. It's all lining up. Now I could have fixed this, by the way. Guess I probably should have showed you how to do that. But that's okay. You can watch another video then. Or actually, in my previous video, I showed you how to use that. All right, it actually looks pretty good. So I'm going to say looks good. It is still private. You do not want to mark for sale because, well, we haven't fixed the title or anything like that. So let's call this, I'm calling this Fresh Dried Flower Summer Pattern. Now, every time I do one little piece, I always save it. It's because I've been burnt before. I'll do everything and then it doesn't save. You're going to put a description in here. You're going to pick some tags. So for this one, it could be cottage or farmhouse. So let's pick those two. And then I don't see botanical. We're going to go into pattern techniques. It's not an abstract. It's a floral. That's really it. We don't have a holiday for it. And then we're going to start entering some tags. And I recommend going to ChatGPT and just asking it for some tags. It is not a mature content. Additional collections. I only have these two right now. I can add later, and then we're going to save. Now, for me to sell it, I just click for sale. I'm going to do wallpaper fabric. You can read this if you prefer that, and we're going to save. And now it's for sale. What's it going to look like? We're going to go down here. Here's edit, but let's go to buy. Now, don't freak out. It's not going to make you purchase, but it's going to show you some really cool stuff. So this, if you look down here, this is a fat quarter. That's what it's going to look like. Here's a yard. Ooh, that's pretty. And a little swatch. Cool. That's pretty neat, I have to say. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to close this out. What about wallpaper? What would that look like? So let's go to buy and see what the wallpaper looks like. That's kind of cool. It's a little crazy for me, but there's some people that really like it. We have peel and stick, 2x9, 2x6, a little swatch. Okay, I'll close that. They're not popping up. No, we have really slow internet here too, by the way. Pillow sham. Ooh, a curtain. Cool. That would be kind of cool. Maybe for a cabin, or if you have a little farm or a she shed, that would be cool. All right. So thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned a little bit, and that from your seamless pattern, you can create scrapbook paper, or you can go and create your own fabric. I also want to mention that the scrapbook paper will be offered for free on Creative Fabrica if you'd rather create your own. I'm also going to put the seamless pattern, this one here, on Creative Fabrica for free too. So you can make whatever size you want. Thanks for watching.